This series is recommended for adult viewers only. Violence, harsh language, and themes of Shadowrun can be found inside. Audience at home, welcome to Shadowrun 4E Ides of March, episode 10. It's been a hot minute since our last episode. By a hot minute, I mean several weeks, possibly even months at this point. When did we do the last episode?
April 18th.
April 18th. Yeah, Friday, April 18th. Really? Well, it's Jesus, two months? Has it been 1 month? 1 month?
1 month.
1 month. 1 month.
Crazy.
It's been an entire month without an episode. Rough one. But now we've got kind of a medium impact, not a high, this is a medium impact introduction here. And we have our question from Spoon, which is, what is your character's go-to fast food meal? Well, I hate to dodge out of this one. I actually kind of already implied several times. DK doesn't eat fast food, and he doesn't eat a lot of what one would call regularly meals. He spends a lot of time eating trail mix, berries, nuts, salmon teriyaki, just a lot of bear type food for no particular reason, of course. It's just something he picked a taste up for several years ago, just out of nowhere. This kind of things happen sometimes when you're magical.
Very suspicious.
Just in case you haven't seen him in a while, we're here with Dunamis playing Cipher. Characters go-to fast food.
So I had to do some research on this on what would be a good futuristic fast food that doesn't get your hands dirty. Even though he hacks mentally, I still wanted him to have clean hands because that feels like it's on par with him.
Yeah, for sure.
And so, like, my first thought was like, oh, those Taco Bell commercials where both their hands are full, but they're clean. But I ended up stumbling upon gyoza in a cup. So pan-fried dumplings served in like a cup. But he would bring his own cup every time because he doesn't trust their cups. So he's one of those guys that would show up with like his own biggie size cup and have them serve the gyoza there. And then he would just kind of like shovel them out one at a time.
He wouldn't like soy sauce shots
or anything. He would just kind of like, you know, I don't know if when you get
like
to the bottom of the French fry, exactly. Like when you get to the bottom of the French fry bin, some people, you know, the shovel technique, he does that with this.
Fair enough.
Horrifying. Truly horrifying. Yeah. I say that as a slob. This is one of the worst ways of eating food I've ever heard.
His hands are clean, though. His mouth is a different story.
I cannot. There's like 3 other ways to eat a dumpling that are so much more refined than drinking it into your face.
Yeah, and probably cleaner.
But the reason he really likes to go to his local place, which I didn't name, I should have, is because they still use old school punch cards. So he feels like every 10th one he's getting a bargain.
Every 10th one you get 1 free gyoza.
Yeah. Perfect.
Hey, I'm gonna stand with him this time. This is the cyberpunk future. That's probably a bargain. And if they're using punch cards, they probably aren't keeping loyalty data on you. So your personal privacy is safe.
Yeah, but the gyoza have RFID chips in them that
oh man.
Oh yeah.
The incredible cost of people regularly ingesting your product.
Listen, man, you're
literally flushing those RFID chips down the drain.
Yeah, but RFID chips they're cheap.
Okay. I don't know if they're cheap enough to afford punch card status.
My brain just went to a dark place of there's now another business that makes those RFID tags reusable. So they harvest.
Yeah, for sure.
They harvest out resold.
Going right back in the gyoza.
Just saying.
Well, before you guys get all huffy about it, just remember all the water you drink has been somewhere else.
That's exactly
a billion times.
Water treatment plants.
Yeah.
Amen.
All right, Ludemann. We're back with you a month later. What do you got for Sniff's fast food meal?
Sniff's fast food meal. Like in contrast to Decay, like a surprisingly large amount of his calorie intake would probably come from fast
Coffee
food.
and donut.
Yeah, coffee, donut, very classic. But he definitely hits up soy bucks, and I'd say a toss up between the time of day, whether it's going to be the donut option or it's the wrap option. But coffee and donut, coffee and a wrap. He's either way. He's walking out the door.
Mhm.
I feel like I
Very
want to
nice.
drill down on what kind of wrap we're talking about, because I think that like chicken wrap is very different from various other types of wraps. You know what I mean? Like, is he vegetarian
What is
about it?
what is the Shadowrun future protein and filling option?
I mean, it's
Oh,
probably
it's
just
it's
soy.
just soy.
It's like four
Right,
different
like, this
kinds
is
of
just
soy.
all
but it's
so-
flavored. I imagine
There's a couple different
Sniff.
textures here, right? Like,
I imagine Sniff is a Caesar chicken salad wrap
yeah,
guy
all right.
with,
That makes
maybe
sense.
some bacon thrown in.
Yum.
I definitely see
Soy
that.
bacon, right?
Yeah,
Soy
of
bacon.
course.
And
Yeah.
the Caesar sauce is made with soy anchovies.
Is the
rather than-
salad soy as well? This is
So he's having a Caesar soy wrap.
Yes,
sea soy.
but it all tastes like
Yeah,
a chicken
yeah.
Caesar salad wrap.
Mm,
Maybe.
flavor.
We keep saying it tastes like it, but I feel like it's only part way there.
And I
It
mean-
tastes like itself, but
With Sniff's high lifestyle, it might even be the real thing a few times a week.
yeah, that's fair.
Wow. That's
Every now and
crazy.
again.
All I can think of is in Star Trek where they're like, replicated food isn't the same thing. You have to get it fresh.
Yeah, no, there's a very clear line though. Like when Sniff is in his home district, sure, he'll go to like a real restaurant, a nice restaurant. They're gonna serve, he'll have his real meal there. But like out and about on the job,
Soy bucks.
soy
Yeah.
bucks.
All right, Blitz. What chow are you putting in your maw?
Okay, well, originally I was gonna say Blitz's favorite fast food restaurant is whatever is closest to her currently. But Spoon didn't like that answer, so I'm gonna go with McHugh's.
Which
Cues,
is-
Very classic.
It's the McDonald's equivalent.
I agree with Spoon, though. That was a real cop-out.
I don't know. I think it's kind of on par for who's your favorite president? Who's the current one?
Wow. Unbelievable that we're promoting this behavior. All right, Spoon. It's time for you. I mean, you asked the question, so of course you know
Sure.
some character in the world who has a favorite fast food meal.
I do know some character in the world. So I believe this was the character in my last one as well, but there's a Shadowrunner troll named Meat, and his favorite fast food is a large noodle from Shuby's Noodles.
I think that might have also been your answer last time.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
loves Shuby's Noodles.
Gotta have the special noodles secret ingredient.
I
Yeah.
guess Shooby Doo.
I mean, it comes in two sizes, small and large, and he gets the large noodle because it's troll sized.
You originally said large noodle. I was picturing a singular, very large noodle.
I don't think that
That's
would
the
cook
That's
through.
canon. Yeah, I like that.
You know, like just the inside would be uncooked compared to the outside of it.
no, it's a very long, one connected noodle. It's
Yeah,
just
exactly.
one.
Oh
No,
my
I
God, like
think
a
it's like
self-serve
so
ice
much
cream
more.
cone.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
I was gonna say
exactly.
it's extruded like a Play-Doh machine.
Oh my gosh.
All it would take is a knife to just get in there and chop that sucker up, you know,
Yeah.
and now you've got 500
See,
noodles.
exactly. It's versatile. You got options. Eat it your way. That's their tagline.
I hate the word
Eat it
extrude.
your
It's
way.
horrible. Always
Soy
makes
it
me
your
think of
way.
Plastic.
Soy it your way. Yeah.
It's your big noodle.
Eat it how you
And you want it now. How many taglines can we work in right now?
I was gonna say we need to do a recap for the audience, but it occurred to me that because I haven't made very much progress with doing the videos, they're all going to come out at the same time. So there isn't as much of a reason to recap it. But just in case, for our sake, we went to meet with the Voorhees last time in order to. Oh no, we're taking out of Vori,
Yes.
drug dealer, socialite, and everyone else is kind of in for it. And DK was like, "This is a terrible idea. These people aren't going to protect us from the repercussions of our actions. You hit a corporation as a Shadowrun. That corporation's not going to come back at you. They're not going to clap back because they're probably going to have to hire you down the line. You hit a crime family, they're going to fucking bury you, your neighbors, and your entire family. So we had a nice dinner. We learned who has manners and why Cipher doesn't. And now we're looking for a new job. I think that Blitz also wanted to drop by DK's workshop for
Tuesday,
another
isn't it?
lesson on woodworking.
Yeah.
Anyway, we have a game master or whatever we're calling. What do we call the person who runs the show?
The director.
Well, director, you're up.
All right. So I think we will pick up probably the next day. Blitz, you're just kind of waking up, getting going in your day, when you get a telephone call. Your phone goes off with an incoming call from Parcel.
Okay. So she kind of groans because she knows what this is gonna be about. And she rubs the sleep out of her eyes and she'll pick up.
Do you do video or just audio?
Does it say which one he is doing? Like, when you FaceTime someone, it'll say take
Sure.
FaceTime video, FaceTime audio.
He is doing he's video.
This is my least favorite. She'll do it.
Okay. So you see Parcel's face with his extravagantly plated, jeweled beard, and he's sitting in the same bar that that he always sits at. And he doesn't look angry, but he doesn't look happy either. So he says, "What happened? You turned him down?"
Well, my team said they were good with what work until we got there, and then they decided they weren't good doing what work anymore. But I was good the whole time, but I thought they were going to be good, so that's what happened.
Okay.
Mhm.
Well, it's the biz, I guess. But
Yeah. I'm sorry, man.
hey, that's the cost of doing business, I guess.
Well, I know your rep probably took a hit, and is there anything I can do to make it up to you?
Sure, I can think of a few things. I might have some work coming up that I may need some heavy hitters for if take a reduced fee perhaps.
Mm.
Maybe do a little bit of pro bono work depending on how what level the job is.
Me for sure. I have one who always likes to get paid, but
Okay.
I'd be
Well,
willing to work for free for you.
I'm sure we can work something out.
Yeah.
All right. See you around, Blitz.
Okay.
And he hangs up.
That's rough. And she kind of goes about her day.
Let's see. I think Sniff, you also had a meeting with Liliana set for today.
Yep.
Is there anything anybody wants to do between like now and that meeting?
Now, how many days would it be? Or is it the same day?
This is the next day after you guys turned down the mafia job.
Oh, no, I meant like between the call that I just had and his call.
Oh, same day.
Okay. Never mind then.
All right. So the location for the meet is downtown Denver. You're meeting her at the Draco Foundation offices.
Okay. If shows up on time for that one.
Okay. So it is a large office building downtown. They are kind of directly across from let's see, is it? Yeah, so they're directly across the street from the Lone Star headquarters and Central Station. Um, so this is a like a double A rated security zone. There's like uh, Lone Star patrols on the street, lots of luxury sedans, luxury limos, probably some air cars flying around. And you are admitted into the lobby of the Draco Foundation. I assume you tell like the receptionist that you're here to see Liliana Nichols.
Yep. Pass the info along. Sniff is, looking around, keeping his eye on everything, but certainly a little intimidated by just
Sure.
how official
Yeah.
everything is.
There's a lot of people in like suits
Yeah.
coming in and out of this building carrying like briefcases, and then you see like your security guards standing around, and they have large in block letters DF and security on their like armored vests and things like that. Um, you're sent up to the 16th floor and given the directions to Liliana's office. Do you think you've been here before?
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's an open question. Their connection is pretty low at this point, relatively new. I'd say he's probably done one job for her, probably brought in by someone else,
Okay.
at that level. So they've met or, had the
Like
introduction, but
yeah. Okay. So like you've met her like in a context as a Johnson once.
yeah, probably.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Um, so you head down to her office.
Mhm.
It is a large, well-appointed room, big like wooden desk, maybe faux wood, you're not sure, with a terminal sitting at it, and behind her there is a decent view. Like she's not super high up in the building, but there's a decent view of Denver's downtown. You have to, you can see between a couple of the skyscrapers to get a good view of downtown. Um, and she looks up as you come in. She is, I think, kind of a middle-aged, like maybe late 30s, early 40s, maybe. It's hard to say again with the corporate executive types because there's a lot of stuff that you can do to alter your appearance in Shadowrun.
Mhm.
But blonde hair, wearing a white suit, and she gestures for you to sit. She says, "Good to see you again, Sniff. You have some information for me?"
I do, yeah, you as well. He takes his hat off and sits down, fluffs the coat out a little bit, and then reaches into his pocket and fiddles with the microfiche as well because he's going to bring that up, and says, "Had a job recently that had a tip, brought me to a facility, and uh, yeah, bit of a heavy hitter inside, quite a bit more than I felt like I could chew, at least that day. Nosferatu."
I think when you say Nosferatu, she like leans forward and puts her elbows on her desks and just says, "Oh, really?
All signs point to yes.
Hmm.
There's a pretty hefty ward on the door too. Didn't want to be messing with whatever put that down. So this is, yeah, nothing light. Definitely more juice than I had available. But
I see."
it's a big threat. This is a scary thing. I thought best place to take it was here.
Brought it to the Draco Foundation because you know that we handle these types of magical threats.
Precisely.
Okay. Well, it's certainly useful, and it's good information to have. Um, and obviously, the Draco Foundation rewards uh, those who do good work for us. Um, I can give you 500 new yen for the location. Now, if you brought it in yourself, obviously, uh, that number goes up quite significantly.
That feels pretty low. I was really hoping we could do a little bit more than that. I've got a couple bills to pay. I'm sure you understand.
Of course.
Got a couple things at least I could sweeten the pot a little bit. There's a little bit more information on some of the potential shenanigans going on there. And he pulls out the microfiche. Said, "Would you like to review? Got this on offer as well."
Sure. Go ahead and make me a negotiation roll as well.
That would be influence, yeah.
Yeah, it'd be an influence skill group.
Okay. Mm.
Are you satisfied with that result?
Oh, yeah. I can do the
You can
I am
spend
not.
edge.
Let's do an edge, yeah.
So you'd re-roll 6 dice.
All right. One extra.
Okay, so that is one more success. Okay.
I'll take it.
So she has 4 successes. So she presses on her terminal and says, Janice, could you bring up a microfiche reader? And you guys wait for a little bit. She doesn't really make like small talk at all.
She turns to a terminal or something.
Yeah, and does a little bit of typing, and then a minute later, a secretarial type employee brings in a little eyeglass type thing, and she holds out her hand for the microfiche.
He hands it over.
Yeah, she'll start looking through it, and obviously she doesn't read through the whole thing, but she does, sample a few spots on it, and then kind of sits back and goes, well, this is certainly some interesting information here. How about 1,000 new yen?
How about 1,500? We call it a deal.
You can go ahead and make another negotiation roll because giving the microfiche changes the situation.
Fair.
Oof.
Right.
2 success. Would you like to spend edge on that or no? Now that you also know that she's rolling 12 dice against you.
Yeah, she's gonna smoke this no matter what. So
Yeah, I mean, it is hard to out negotiate professional fixers.
no doubt. But I gotta make the attempt.
So again, for success.
All right. He gives up. He sees it in her face. He says, all right. I'll take what I can get. I am open to some other work though, if there is anything maybe a little more in my speed that comes your way or that you have on the docket.
If anything comes up that I think you can handle, Sniff, I will be sure and let you know. Currently, I don't have any jobs ready for a lone mage, but if I have anything, I will let you know.
I have access to a couple of other folks who could be of use if
you have a team now?
I do.
Okay. Would you mind giving me their names?
I'd probably have to double check with them on that one just to,
Fair enough. Just so I can do some checking on their abilities, and I wouldn't want to give you something that would get you in over your head.
Fair enough. I could say we've got at least a hacker and a couple heavies outside of myself at a base level.
Okay. Well, pleasure doing business with you. She reaches into her desk, pulls out a cred stick, and slides it across the table to you.
I gotcha. Keep my nose to the ground, and I'll see you around.
Have an excellent day. And she's back to working on her computer before the door even closes behind you.
All right. Sniff is disappointed with how much he got on that, and but he's going to pretty much just not take a cut on this and forward the split to the other 3.
You do know that the bounty for the Nosferatu, so dead would be 50K, alive is double that.
That's a lot.
Yes.
We should have chanced it, y'all.
No, not even slightly.
Believe in the dream.
You and I are unusually susceptible to their soul-eating ways, my friend.
Cipher's got this.
Yeah. That's the
Go hack
character
'em.
there.
He'll be like, how do I hack you?
Hacker man.
Kind of circumstances that would see us facing down with that thing would be like, because it's a basement, we blow a hole in the floor above it and have the entire floor collapse on top of it.
And
In
then launch a
daylight.
nuke.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're more susceptible to stuff in daylight, but we do it in daylight just in case so we can see. We collapse the ceiling of the building down through the first floor, down through the basement. Now it's 2 floors of stuff on top of this guy. Look, it's just a bad idea all around.
It sounds like you've thought about this.
Yeah, it sounds like we have a plan.
It sounds like what we would need to do then is have Blitz just start throwing grenades in the hole just to make sure. Okay?
Yeah, we need Blitz to get a grenade launcher.
That'd be
Automatic.
sick.
Oh man, if we did that criminal job and they gave us 30K, we could have easily avoided a grenade launcher.
That's true.
Oh boy.
And then that Nosferatu. Fair game.
Ah, yes, because classically, vampire melee combat is well served by
We just
grenade.
need a grenade,
We agreed
grenade
that
launcher.
this is just Blitz soloing the Nosferatu, and we're not doing it.
It's a grenade launcher that shoots wooden stakes.
He's got the Beach Boys on really loud.
Yeah.
Feel like there has to be some form of shotgun slug replacement that's wooden stakes in this world. You know what I mean?
Seems plausible. Wooden
Just like a
flesh-
wooden stake with like a copper cap on the back just to keep it from being shattered by the force of being fired.
There are definitely some specific anti-vampire things you can do.
If only we knew it would work.
It's just a potato cannon. Like it's
All right. Is there anything else you guys would like to do? Like, what's the group's plan here?
I wanted to get better at gun shooting.
Okay, so you want to take some downtime to increase your firearms?
Yeah, I just don't know how long is it downtime supposed to be? Like,
What's
do I
your
have enough time before we need to work?
What's your firearm skill?
I know I roll like 14 dice.
I don't know what my skill is, but I just kill everything I look at.
So if you
I'm
roll
really good at
14
mulching
dice,
things.
if you go to your core tab,
Yeah.
skills, and make sure the active is collect, and it'll
Yeah.
probably be firearms group
Yep, it's a 2.
2. Okay.
Yep.
So spending experience for that, would probably just be like a day or two.
Okay.
Like if you spend like a day or two down at the range, that'd be fine.
I was gonna go shopping, and then I realized I have no money because I bought a 3-piece suit for 2,000 yuan.
And then didn't take the job.
that's really funny.
I think I just hang that back up in the closet, put a bag, like a nice bag over it, and it just sits there.
For sure.
I actually forgot about the part that was just for that job. Before that, I spent another 1,800 on gel rounds for everyone.
Look,
Also for the mission, for the job.
you'll
I
go
should
to a
say.
funeral sometime. Maybe someone will invite you on a date at some point.
It'll come
You
in
know.
handy.
Maybe I'll meet a nice girl at the gyoza shop. She'll eat
Who
the
also
same
eats her
way.
dumplings the same
Yes.
way?
Too funny.
This is like in Guardians of the Galaxy, where he's like, there's only 2 types of people in the world, those who dance and those who cannot dance. Cipher cannot dance. Fucking gyoza thing, man. You either eat
too
gyoza normally, or you slurp it like a vodka shot.
Too funny. If we do have a day of time, I don't know how long this process would take, but could I attempt to compile a sprite and then register a sprite?
Absolutely. That is 100% something you can do in your
Yeah, if we're
downtime.
taking that time, that's a good idea. I'd also like to try to summon and bind a spirit again.
Summon and bind a spirit.
Let's
Sure.
do it.
All right. So let's start with our Technomancer and his compiling sprites. Let me get my cheat sheet open here.
Yeah, I have. So like, I think I know the stuff I need to roll, but I don't know how to like determine the results very well.
Okay.
Um.
So first thing you need to do is choose the type of sprite to combine the rating you want to try and compile it at. And the rating will be basically how strong it is. It will essentially it will roll. Typically, it's rating times 2 for most of its skills. There, depending on the type of sprite, it will have like a +1 or 2 to a couple different skills. But typically, it will be the rating times 2 because they basically kind of work like spirits.
Yeah. So my main motivation here is I want to hopefully what was it called? Register this thing, keep it in my back pocket, and then at the following downtime, learn a complex form from it. So I'm just trying to do step 1 here, and I think I want to try to learn a signal scrib. So I would need to compile a data sprite.
That's sprite. Okay.
The thing that it makes me nervous about sprites is the amount of fade damage I take is their level times 2.
Yeah. Now, also remember, this is you can spend edge on this test.
I only have 1 edge.
Oh wow.
And I have bad luck. I don't have bad luck on compiling a sprite. Yeah. It's just like
okay.
I summon a demon that assaults me in my sleep. I think I'm gonna try for level 2. Go big or go home. Level 2 is big in this case. Okay. So it is my compiling.
Yep, you're compiling plus your resonance. Yes.
My compile skill is 1, resonance is 6. So 7 dice over 5s. Hey!
4 successes. All right.
I think the hard part is then after this, trying to
lock
it in. Register. Oh, but I need to do fade.
So I have 0 successes. So you have 4 successes and no fade.
Oh, I don't even take any fade?
No, because so if I like if I would have rolled any hits, I would have multiplied them by 2, and that's the fade that you would take. But since I rolled no hits, you take 0 fade.
Ooh, I like that. Okay.
That's like, well, hang on, let's see. It does say minimum 2, so you do have to resist 2 fade.
Oh, okay. Hopefully that's okay. I think my fade button just works. Right. Ow, bugger.
Yep. Nailed it.
All right. So I take another stun damage. Kapowie.
No, you only had to resist 2.
But didn't I roll 3? Oh, that's resist 3.
Yeah,
on me.
Yeah, you resisted 3.
Sorry. Oh shit! How do I reset
so now
that?
you have a data sprite.
All right.
With 4 services.
Okay. And I want to immediately try to register it.
Okay.
Oh, I wish I read this before. Shit. It says the fade level on this. Oh no. Is sprite level times 2 plus the number of services. That's a lot of fade. 2 times 2 is 4 plus 4, 8. I mean, that could just knock me out.
It could.
Okay, so my register skill is probably just 1. Let me see here. Yep, it's 1.
This time I'm only rolling 4 dice against you, so.
Resonance is still 6. So I think it's the exact same roll for me.
All right.
Oh, that's not good.
Uh-oh. Are you satisfied with that level of success?
What exactly does it mean if I don't register it? It's just like a wild sprite that lasts for an hour, right? Or something like that?
No, it's just a regular sprite. You'll maintain your 4 levels of service from, and it will go away after 8 hours.
8 hours? No, that's not going to work. I need it more than that. All right. Yeah, sure. Why not? Uh,
You gonna spend your edge
yeah. I mean, what could go wrong? Look at that
for
roll right there. I didn't
for
roll any ones,
for
so
the folks at home. He got no successes.
I rolled one, two. I rolled 5 4s and 2 3s.
Uh-huh.
So the 6s and 1s are due. Here we go.
That's not how statistics work.
That's
There's
exactly
okay.
how statistics work.
And roll your d6 for your bad luck.
Oh yeah. I forgot about that part. Roll 1d6. Not a 1, please.
Okay. So you spend the edge and you get 4 successes. Now I need to roll. So it's rating 2, which is now times 2. So I need to roll 46. Okay. So all you need is one net success to register the sprite. And so you have 3. I got 1, so that leaves you with net 2. So you get an additional 2 services. So you now have 6 services from this data sprite.
Oh, I totally did not know how this works, but I am happy with it.
Yep. So what does this data sprite look like?
I think it doesn't have a complete form. It's just kind of like a bunch of blue, like it's clearly got a center, but like blue pixels that constantly seem to like to be dissolving and then reforming and then slowly dissolve. And every time every time he communicates or like whatever, I don't know how you communicate to a sprite, but every time he's like interacting with it, it like reforms to take shapes and then it starts to fizzle and then it reforms again.
And you could just kind of mentally communicate with it.
Very good. I like it.
All right.
Trying to figure out a name for it in the meantime.
Sure. Just don't call it Clippy.
Too funny.
Blitz, you wanted to go down to the gun range?
Yes, but I'm realizing I might be one short.
Oh, okay.
My sheet
right.
says 14.
I see. And that's one short for.
I need 15.
Gotcha. All right. Well, Sniff, you want to go ahead and try and summon
Sure.
and bind a spirit?
Let's do it. So first off, I have to summon it, right? So we just do the basic summoning.
Correct.
So it's just conjuring versus the force on the spirit.
Force. Yeah.
All right. So I'm not like incredible at this, and then I have to be better at it to actually bind it. So I guess I'll just go force 2, spirit of man. Let's just get one of these in the pocket for some, minor usage here.
Sure. Yeah. And again, the dice it will roll on its test will be its force times 2. So like, a rating 2 will roll 4 dice.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. Was I supposed to do any more for Age Resist for the register? I just don't want to skip that if that's important.
Good. Maybe.
Because I mean the sheet I had said level times 2 plus services, which feels like a lot, but we didn't do any. I don't know if it's because I succeeded or what, but just want to make sure I'm not escaping.
I don't
going unconscious.
Let's see here. I don't see anything under registering sprites about fade.
Okay. Works for me.
It might be, but I also only got 1 success. So
I just resist
even if it
1.
was, yeah.
Okay, I'll just try to resist 1. If I get roll 0 here, then I'll take a hit. Okay, nice. Okay, sorry.
Okay, so force times 2, is that for binding or because the regular summoning is just like regular force, right? So
yeah, no, this is just
2.
for whatever tasks you want it to do. So it will roll its force times 2 dice. So I'm just kind of giving you an idea of how powerful the spirit will be once you summon it. Now,
yeah, 4 dice, not a ton for it to do, but
yeah. So to summon it, I just roll the force against you.
Okay. Well, let's chance it. We'll go with a force 3. We'll get a couple extra dice there in the usefulness column. All right, there's a 4.
So you need to roll. So that's 3d6.
0.
I have 1 success.
It's
so
3.
you have 3 tasks.
All right.
And then let's see. You need to resist 2 drain.
2 drain. Where are you, drain? Magic. There we go. Do I get the modifier on the drain for this? Because I got the bonus for from the mentor spirit on this category.
I would say yes.
Okay. There we go. We're good.
Yeah, crushed it. Okay.
This is happening in the office of the Midnight Nose. That's his lodge. That's where he does most of the work.
For sure. Let me see. Because you also wanted to attempt binding as well.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
This one I think has appeared as a like kind of misty looking Weimaraner. You know, very sleek, short hair, pretty puppy.
So binding. Let's see. Magical lodges. So you attempt an opposed test, binding plus magic against the force's spirit ×2, or the spirit's force ×2. You may receive additional dice from your spirit focus or mentor spirit, if you have one. It requires 1 net hit to bind the spirit. Additional net hits add to the number of services.
So yeah, basically the same roll. We just you get more dice this time.
Yeah, and so but the drain value will be the same. It's twice the number of hits I get.
Okay.
So yeah, but now I'll be rolling 66 against you instead of 3.
Spirit. Roll poorly. Ooh. I think I would like to use my last edge for the session on this one here.
Alrighty. So you'll be re-rolling 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dice.
Is just one more.
Did you use your APGamingREAL reroll?
Oh, I have not.
Oh,
how important is this dog?
Now hold on. I am more than willing to offer that, but Spoon is the game master, so I'm
good with it if he wants to use it on unbinding a force 3 spirit. That's fine.
I mean, I'm good. We'll hang on to that for the.
All right. I mean, it's almost halfway through the year, and only several people have used it.
That's true.
I think Spoon was one of the people. Was it Spoon and Dunamis used it pretty much in January?
And Omar.
Omar.
Yeah, just blew it immediately.
Omar used it back to back.
Oh, Omar.
And then no one else has bothered to try to use it.
I'm saving mine for a charity event.
Okay.
So that is 1 success. So you will end up with 2 net successes after. So then you get 1 additional service.
Excellent. So that's 4 services total banked that I can hang on to for this one, right?
Mm-hmm. And now you need to resist 2 drain again.
Cool. Got it. All right.
Cool. So you now have a little spirit puppy following you around.
Yeah.
That you can dismiss.
I can let them be
and
visible to other people, right? And that doesn't cost a service, if I remember correctly. They can't physically interact. Yeah. They can just like appear, kind of thing.
Well, so if they manifest, they can physically interact.
Oh, okay.
And that is the only way for them to be visible to the mundane eye is for them to use the manifestation power and become physical.
Gotcha.
But that does not require service.
Beautiful.
So
this one will be following him around. It can be visible, most of the time. Well, we'll see.
Right. So you've got a little. Does this was have like any sort of elementalness to it?
This is the spirit of man, right? Mm-hmm. So like, what is that? What would that look like in context of here?
What I would imagine as a spirit of man in the theme of your character being dogs, it is a very domesticated, like has a very nice like it might even have like a little shirt on.
Oh yes, okay.
You know how like some people put clothes on their dogs.
I hear you.
Whereas like your other spirits might.
It's got a bow tie for sure.
Yes, 100%.
Bow tie collar for sure.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So it's a nicely dressed little dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
I hate this because I used to try to dress up Amore. She
Oh.
had the little sailor outfit, and what would happen is she would do a barrel roll and she would shift in it so that when she was on her back in the roll, the outfit would be left where she was and her body would continue moving. And even filming it, I still couldn't figure out how she was getting out because it was connected with Velcro at the collar area. And yet she just learned how to just roll and be out. I was like, what the hell is happening?
She's an
Yeah,
escape
Escape
artist.
I can't take cute pictures of Amore because she kicks me in the head or she won't wear clothes. So I'm so glad you guys can have your dogs with shirts on and stuff.
Look, you get what you get.
I have no follow up to that.
My dog Pierogi would never let me. Don't worry. Like,
That's
Miss
such a good
Picto.
name for a dog.
It really is.
Knowing nothing else, I can picture the entire dog.
Yeah, amazing.
Don't you have a cat named Guster? Burton
do.
Guster?
Burton Guster's my
Perfect. I can imagine exactly what that looks like.
kitty.
You know that's right.
That's right. I will post a picture.
So I believe. Is there any other little downtime stuff that you guys would like to do before we decide what job we're going to be working on?
I think we just cut to Decay just working out again. I think he's doing parkour in like a velour tracksuit while she's a maniac is playing on his ear pods or whatever we want to call them, his soy pods,
Yes,
whatever they
one
are
of the
in this
classics.
but his level of parkour is like jump 10 feet up the side of a building and then, like 30-foot roof to roof jump sort of shit. Just to, the sort of ridiculous stuff you do when you're
Do
an
you do
adept.
you have the parkour power, right?
I don't have a power card
There
parkour. I didn't know there
there
was one.
is a power called parkour that lets you do crazy parkour shit, like running up the side of a building.
Yeah, well, I don't know about running up the side of a building, but
So you're doing normal magic, slightly magically enhanced
I mean, he
parkour shit
has
in that.
climb, dodge, running, whatever passes for acrobatics. He's swimming. He's
Yes,
skilled at almost all physical skills.
for
And
sure.
for some reason, he's pretty good at flying, even though he is incapable of physical flight.
Is this hang gliding? I could see it.
I don't know. He's also got 2 points in gymnastics, Spoon. I think I don't need magical parkour powers to
Sure.
just be regularly good at
Regularly
parkour.
parkouring. Yeah, yeah.
And more stronger and dexterous than normal.
Yes. So as you're jumping through, the tight confines of the buildings around, I assume you're doing this at Atlas Heights.
Sure, absolutely. You know what? I'm gonna, in honor of my cat Amore, who kicked me in the head, I'm gonna do all of his moves today are cat style. It's trying to get through increasingly smaller doorways. You know what I mean? Like he's jumping through a hoop for some reason that's like 6 feet in the air and he's going through the hoop without getting caught. And then he's passing through a doorway that's, only 6 inches wide or something like that and
Mhm.
popping his shoulder out of place. And yeah. What are you gonna do with that, Spoon? How you gonna make my life bad now? How you gonna make me miserable?
There's a cardboard box that you see suddenly, and you must sit in it.
I
As if
kick the
fits.
cardboard box as I go
It
past.
sits. Yeah, yeah.
I
So
hope it
you,
shatters into 100 pieces of cardboard everywhere.
So you are leaping from building to building.
Yeah. She's a maniac. Feel like he's gonna make me roll something.
I mean, if you'd like to roll your acrobatics, I would love to take an acrobatics roll.
I mean, if I don't want to roll it, I don't. I have gymnastics.
Oh, gymnastics. Sorry.
All right. He wants me to roll this, so I will. I got a 0. What the hell happened here?
Ooh.
Are
I'll
you comfortable with that answer?
Hang on.
I'll use the edge to re-roll it.
Are you sure that
Like
dice
Spoon's
total
tag.
is correct? Because you rolled you rolled 5 dice.
Yeah, my strength is 3. And I have a
Okay.
gymnastics of 2. That's
Okay.
correct.
But you don't have any like strength enhancers from
Oh, I might not have them turned
your.
on. It's fine.
Yeah.
I'm gonna edge re-roll anyway.
Okay.
Okay, so what, I just re-roll 5 dice?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, so I got 5 successes this time.
Okay. So yeah, you're like you almost miss a step. Like maybe part of the building like crumbles out underneath your foot, but you're able to push off still and make it to the next
Oh no, no.
top.
On 5 successes, as it crumbles and I have to adjust, I turn it into me upside down doing a 360 while turning, and then finishing like, like a seal or a whale jumping in the air, finishing by landing with my nose pointed directly upwards.
Let's
It's
see.
like get
Okay.
back on my feet. And then because it's parkour, I keep running.
Yeah.
But I say parkour as I land.
Parkour.
I definitely get bonus for doing 2 tricks at once while in midair. My
Yeah,
Tony
you get
Hawk.
that times 2 multiplier.
Yeah, of
Mhm.
course. Yeah,
Um, Blitz, I think your phone goes off again with you have a text from Cavalry.
My
You up?
schnookums?
Are you checking it?
This is
Yeah, I'm gonna
obviously a
check it.
video call.
He's the text says, "Hey, got tickets for the Devastators game on Sunday, the 18th. You down?"
Ooh. I think she kind of runs around her house a little bit like she's stoked. But then she replies very cool. Yeah, I'm done.
He sends a thumbs up emoji,
You pick me up.
another thumbs up emoji.
Another thumbs up emoji.
Another thumbs up emoji. No, he says, "You want to come down to the club?"
Mm-hmm.
All right,
say
I'll see you
yes.
there. Yeah,
I send him a
I'll see you
thumbs up.
there. You send him a thumbs up. Nice. So you know that that Devastators game is I'm sorry, it's Sunday the 19th, not the 18th. That Devastators game is another like week and a half away.
Okay.
What job are we gonna do, guys?
E flats, I think.
Rocky Flats, okay.
Yeah.
Now, is the boxing match before we go to meet that? I wasn't clear on the timeline. Although I think you posted about it before, so
yeah. So the your match is the 18th.
Yep.
I believe we left off. It was Friday the 10th, I want to say.
Yep.
So today is technically Saturday the 11th, so we have another week for your boxing match. So you guys have, I mean, you could start the job now, you could wait until, but so
Now we should start the job now.
I was gonna say because there was a timeline thing where it needed to be done before the 20th,
Right.
or if it's not done before the 20th, then it needs to be done before the 18th, or sorry, the 19th of February.
Yeah, Sniff will reach out for the final details, say that we are ready to go.
So you bust out your little like burner flip phone that she gave you, dial the single number that's plugged into it. It rings a few times, and then you hear the other end picks up, and you hear Dr. Voss's voice says, "It's good to hear from you."
Good to be heard. We are ready to go.
Very well. We can meet at Lunar Nocturne again. I can give the details to you and your team.
Okay. Got a time, got a day?
I could do tonight, 11 o'clock.
Round up the crew. Looking forward to it.
I am as well.
See you there.
And she hangs up the phone.
And then he's texting and calling. So I guess I forget. I know that Sniff has Blitz's number and Cipher's number. I forget if he has actually DK's number directly.
That's up to Decay, I think.
Yeah.
I think I'm comfortable using Blitz as my go-between at all times.
All right. Sniff
Righteous.
forwards those details. He definitely texts Cipher and he does a call for Blitz, but does pass it along.
Asshole.
What's that?
I said, you asshole.
Yeah, exactly.
You get like 8 messages back, like one word at a time. Hey, good to hear from you. Thanks. Where are we meeting? Do I have to be there in person? I made a friend. Literally made. His name is Scrub Hub.
His name is Scrub Hub.
Beautiful. You get thumbs up emojis back.
He feels proud when he gets the first thumbs up back.
Details passed along. I guess he informs of the dress code, which is just slightly better than normal.
3-piece suit, question mark?
Sniff does not respond to that one because he just is curious.
All right, he takes it back off and puts it back in the closet.
All right. So in honor of using only Vin Diesel fits, DK is going to show up dressed like Vin Diesel from The Last Witch Hunter, which involves a trench coat and like loose suit pants and like a collared shirt.
That definitely fits. For sure.
I got to keep it fresh, got to be a new Vin Diesel movie. Let's even say it has to be a new Vin Diesel series, right? Because if I do all of the Fast and the Furiouses, I'm never going to get out of Vin Diesel dress hell.
Yeah.
But you'll also never lose your family.
Family.
So you all show up to Lunar Nocturne. It's a club in downtown Denver. I believe it is.
DK is adjusting his cufflinks as he looks over at Sniff and says, "So who's the fixer on this job?"
Don't know that I'd say specifically a fixer, but the client is a doctor that has a shared interest in a couple cases that I happen to have active as well. And she pays, so.
So we don't have anybody to vet the client then.
Well, I guess you got me and you got my trust. And if that's not quite enough, feel free to walk away at this point.
Okay.
But
What kind of jobs do you normally do with this person, this doctor?
These are generally so far it's been simple. Data transfer, data grabs, looking for information on the particular thing she's interested in.
And those things are?
In this case, they're related to a couple of missing persons that she happens to know the location of, that ideally we will be extracting as part of this.
Wow. Ludemann did such a great job of not implicating himself right there. I gave him enough rope to hang himself with and said he just tied some really cool knots. And DK went, "Dang, I want to learn how to tie those knots."
Boy Scouts.
If they're missing people, but she knows where they are, does that mean they're not missing? That's
I don't
what
think
Cipher's
that's how
doing.
that
DK
That's
just
how-
goes in the building.
That's how Cipher's translating this conversation.
So you all head up to the bouncer. You're let in. Uh, your life, I think pretty much everybody's lifestyle will cover. Yeah, we'll say everybody's lifestyle will cover the cover fee. It's
Yeah.
not not crazy expensive to get in here, the way it is in some other places. But you know the booth that she was sitting at last time you guys were here. Sniff, you see her sitting there again as well. The decor of the club is pretty much the same as it was last time. Lunar themed, moon themed, kind of emo goth kind of
We in a different
aesthetic.
phase. Does it follow the phases of the moon with it? Is the lighting different? Where are we?
Um, the like the moons on the like the wall, like around like the top of the top border of the wall have the different phases of the moon have definitely lit up. You don't think it's in any relation to the actual moon, but it's just they're kind of the mood that they're going for is very like dark gothic emo
Mhm.
style.
I was wondering if I can make a bars and clubs roll.
Sure, go ahead.
Never mind.
Yeah.
It's not that important.
You've, as I say, you've heard of this place. You've never been here. Sniff, I believe, I think the last time you were here, you knew it was like a mage bar kind of.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
this is for like, and like you know a lot of awakened people tend to like be a little theatrical.
A little emo, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That would stand to reason. Sniff is cosplaying as a 1920s detective, so yeah.
So when she sees you, Sniff, she like lifts a hand and waves you over.
Flow on over. I escort. Cipher, yeah, I sit Cipher in like some specific inconspicuous place where he can't cause trouble if possible, like in a corner of the booth, you know?
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Just kind of looking around, like waiting for something to happen. And if he gets bored, he's cardio marting.
Marting, nice.
Eyes glaze over.
You just see his eyes darting back and forth. You're like, oh, he must be searching for something. When in reality, he's just racing.
No, we know what you're doing, man.
Yeah.
You guys do.
Sure. Hopefully the client thinks you're professional.
Um,
Dr. Voss, good to see you.
you as well.
Here's my team.
She nods to each of you and says, Dr. Voss, it's a pleasure to meet you.
DK just stares back like the killer, because that's what she's paying for.
Nice to meet you too. I paused and minimized the game. Then I unpause it in the mini window. But I'm researching Dr. Voss at the same time.
Okay, go ahead and make me a matrix search roll.
I mean, I meant it just as like a get information. I don't know what if this turns up something that'd be cool, but certainly not.
It'll
Urgent.
it'll turn up something.
Anyone's gonna find it, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We'll come back to that in just a little bit. So she kind of looks at the rest of you, not a little expectantly, and then when no one says anything other than yeah, nice to meet you as
No,
well.
I gave her like a nod.
Yeah, no, that's
Oh, okay.
fine.
Yeah.
As she goes, all right, I guess we'll get straight to it. I have information about a facility in the Rocky Flats Wildlife Preserve that I would like a team to go in and bring some things out.
What
Thanks.
details do you have on the facility? Security wise, numbers, how many floors, any layout? What are we looking at?
I do have some information on the facility. I can give you more after we come to terms on the job and you've accepted it.
Right.
I'm thinking 10K a person.
Sniff glances. He sees a couple not bad faces, and
I still don't know what the things are.
Cipher's immediately like,
And I can give you more information once we've come to terms and you've accepted the job.
Kind of hard to accept a job when I don't know what the thing is.
Well, I can't tell you what it is before I know you're going to go get it for me.
Cipher leans over to DK. Do you think the thing fits in my van, or do we need something bigger? Like he's focused on totally the wrong things right now.
Sniff's looking at Blitz.
I think DK's looking at Blitz with like a questioning look.
Can I make a composure check?
Sure. For
Critical fail. She glitches out. She starts choking Cipher, pulls out the shotgun, sprays everybody in the area.
What did I name your skill last time? Blood raging? Yeah, that's it.
Blood rage.
Blood raging.
Holy shit.
Ooh, cool as a cucumber.
yeah, 4 successes. You are swift.
She looks at Sniff and she shuts up, but she doesn't look super happy.
I think if we were to get a little more information about the possible opposition we could be encountering, we might be more inclined to say yes.
Of course. I'll tell you, the facility has a silver level security contract. You should expect on-site security, on-site drones, and an on-site spider.
Is it Benraku?
It is not.
Oh, I'm in.
Very good.
What
Yeah,
is the
expecting.
availability of... Oh shit, I forgot what the corporation's called in this system. The ones who show up in medevac people.
Dock wagon
Yes.
or crash cart are the two
Do
big
they have a
ones.
dock wagon contract for the facility?
No, the facility is the corp has extraterritoriality. So dock wagon will not, I mean, officially, dock wagon will not enter the corporation territory.
Right. So just above the table, I'm not asking if dock wagon will come to pick us up. I'm asking if he'll come pick them up.
No.
Okay.
No.
I just don't want a bunch of really upset, heavily armed mercenaries to land behind us while we're inside. And then we go outside and we get sprayed down with HMGs and guys going, damn it, I was getting coffee, soy calf.
Dock wagon also wouldn't kill you unless you were stopping them from getting to their client.
Yeah, sure. I've played Cyberpunk 2077. Sometimes all it takes is a real psychopath behind a machine gun in order to just accidentally pull some triggers.
I mean, if it's a live firefight and their client is in the middle of it,
Yeah,
then it's all bets are off.
exactly.
You know,
All right. I look at Blitz to see if this has changed her opinion about things now that we know a little bit more.
She still doesn't look super happy, but she's not saying anything.
I look
mean,
at Sniff to see what he looks like.
Sniff's kind of all in because Dr. Voss is sort of on his, I'd say, wall of yarn in his office at this level. So, there's really no question on his face that this is a go. He is, I'd say, at this point, looking with concern at Blitz. He's certainly not happy that she is concerned, but not sure how to, cross that bridge because he doesn't have the info, really.
This is a really specific reference that I think maybe Savannah will get. This is the Haymitch Katniss moment in the last book where they're like, yep, we're going to fuck up Snow. We're going to fuck up this woman too. Like, they're all in on it. We're going to kill everybody. And DK is just like, yes, he gives her a look that says, I'm in on this, but Sniff and this woman are going down if something bad happens on the mission. This is sus.
This is sus.
But outwardly, he's just nodding and smiling. But secretly he's haymitching.
Secretly, you say.
I love it. I
I
love
thought
it so
everyone's
much.
conversing in Cipher, since Cipher is the only one that doesn't understand what's happening.
Perfect.
So she like spreads her hands in front of her and says, "Is the rest of your team in?" And she looks at Blitz and Decay.
Yeah, we're in.
Excellent.
Although
spoken
he
yet.
says, putting a hand on Sniff's shoulders, 10,000 is a little low for reasons that Sniff here will explain to you.
Yeah,
There's
reasons that I'll
expenses.
explain to you now,
course.
which might indicate or be related to some of the security that you've just described, and the fact that we might need to obtain a little extra material to
Of
deal
course.
with it.
What exactly were you thinking? And let's go ahead and make a negotiation.
Sure. Oh man, what would be the pitch? 1,200 per person. How about that? I don't know if where we're at on percentage.
So typically what will happen is if you get successes, I will give you a certain number of extra
Okay.
new yen per success.
Perfect.
If I may go cross show for a second, I would like to negotiate for salvage of drones.
Wow. You have
Listen,
got that on
look,
the brain, man.
if you want to carry it out, be my guest. Are you satisfied with that
I have
level
no
of
more
success?
adds
yeah,
to.
yeah, because this is
Add to
the same
that
day.
one.
That's right.
Yep. Yeah, she's gonna once again make me look like a gem.
Your negotiation skills are moot. Okay, tie.
Tie. Do we roll off now? What do we do?
No, I will say I will give ties to the PCs for the most part. So you ask for 1,200 or 12,000.
12,000. Yeah, yeah.
And she says, I can do 11,000. Um, and if you would like some of that up front, I can do that as well.
Half up front or quarter? Yeah. What's normal? What's standard?
So typically like the upfront money you're using to buy like equipment for the job. So
Yeah.
usually like a quarter, like 25% is
Let's do
usually
that. Yeah, we'd request it. Why not?
sure. So she gives you she gives you 25% of 11,000 each up front.
We each get 2,750.
Yeah, 2,750. I was like, I know it's like somewhere around like 2,500-ish. So but we'll handle that at the end. Which is excellent. Now that you've accepted the job, she like pulls out a comm link and like flicks her hand towards you, and you all get a data file. And the data file is on the Rocky Flats Wildlife Preserve, which used to be the Rocky Flats nuclear. It was a nuclear weapons plant at some point. Yeah, it used to be Rocky Flats Nuclear Weapon Plant back in the 1970s, and has been slowly. It was converted into a research center for nuclear waste disposal, and then into a wildlife preserve. It is still a wildlife preserve in 2076, although there is a large kind of like, we'll call it like a safari area, where there's like a guided tour through the area, and there's a building, a museum type thing about the history of the area and the plant that was there. And she says, the facility that I want you to infiltrate is located underneath this the Rocky Flats Wildlife Refuge. There is a secret entrance in the utility areas of the Rocky Flats Museum that I need you to get down into the facility, and I need you to retrieve a few things. I need first, I need you to retrieve the 2 missing persons we talked about. That is Matilda Carlson and Abraham Hansen. They are being held within this facility somewhere, and I would like them brought to me. The other thing that I need is as many, well, there probably won't be many, but I would like at least 2 vials of one of their compounds that they're researching there. I need VZ 1876 -A.
V1876-A.
Yeah, VZ 1876 -A. And then if you can find another compound that they're researching there, is LG 1776 -F.
Is there anything we need to know about hazardous material handling in regards to these compounds?
Do not do not ingest them. Do not get them into your bloodstream. They are dangerous, but they are not airborne. They have to be injected or passed through a mucous membrane. They should be in secure containers, though.
Well, you know how exfiltration gets.
Of course. I would like at least one vial of the VZ.
Any idea on the status of Matilda and Abraham?
I believe they are. I mean, I believe they're being held against their will. But it's hard to say. I don't have any extra information on them. I just know they're being held at the facility.
If we were to get more than just the vials, get some of the data, some of the tests they're running, like their reports, could there say be bonus pay?
Absolutely. And I would be more than willing to give you bonus pay for any research information, research documents, anything like that. I would be more than happy to discuss bonus pay with you.
Cipher looks extremely proud right now, and it's looking between the 3 of you, just looking for someone to acknowledge it.
I think Decay is going to look at Cipher and give him an up nod. But in his mind, all Decay can think about is the fact that there's an active spider on site, and Cipher's going to have to kill that guy.
Yay! We're just going to knock him out unconscious.
Ah, yes. Dump shock. You got to poop in his pants for him.
I actually don't have a matrix attack that kills people. I only have attacks that stun them. So
you're going to make him poop in the pants. I don't
boy.
know why I'm doing that. It's just dump shock is classic in this and in Cyberpunk.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Do you have any other questions for me?
Sounds like a tough job.
What do the vials do? Are they like poison?
They are not. They are a medical compound.
Hypothetically, if the only way to get one out was for one of us to ingest it, could you retrieve it out of us? Is it still usable?
She thinks for a second.
Why would you say that?
Cipher.
Oh, no. I don't know. Just
please don't plan on that.
Cipher going through his Hulk phase.
She says, yes, I could theoretically separate the compound from your bloodstream.
yay.
I do not think you would like the results, though.
Good to know. I'm just thinking maybe other ways to get extracted if needed. If when someone goes undercover,
Keep your thoughts a little more in the box on that.
Okay.
Part.
All right.
I don't suppose you have access to employee records and can insert us as staff to the museum.
I could get you passes to get into the museum, but to get into the area that, I mean, the location of the elevator to the facility is hiding in plain sight. So I can get you passes that can get you to that area, but everything after that is up to you.
Fine.
Is there anything else?
Do you know the name of the spider? Just curious.
I do not.
His
I'll
name's
find out.
Carl Jacobson. He's got 2 children.
It's always with the children.
So, he gives to charity every week. He's a member of the 4-H PTA. He was on student council. Shriners.
He's also a pacifist.
He gave his left kidney to save a child with kidney cancer that he didn't even know.
And bone marrow.
Yeah, bone marrow. Organ donor.
Mm-hmm. He gives plasma every Sunday.
So,
Gives great
YMCA,
hugs.
he's a big brother. He also rescues small dogs that nobody else wants because they're annoying.
Yeah. Never once jaywalked.
Not because they don't have a home, but because they're annoying.
I mean, you don't rescue animals that already have a home. If you do that, that's called kidnapping.
That's
Stealing.
That's dog
I'm
napping.
just saying, like the way that
Cipher
sentence,
doesn't get that.
the way that sentence ended was not how I thought it was going to, because they were annoying.
Listen, the unfortunate reality of dog shelters is that the small, annoying ones don't find homes, and the big ones whose names are Rex or Bruno do find homes. Because once somebody's given up on Schmoopsy, nobody else wants Schmoopsy. No one else wants a Taco Bell dog
Brutal
that
for
will hide
Schmoopsy.
in their purse.
Justice for Schmoopsy.
So she takes a sip of her drink and says, if you have any further questions, Sniff can get a hold of me. I'll get those passes to you tomorrow.
Sounds good. We'll discuss, we'll make our plan, and we'll keep you posted.
Excellent. Contact me again when you have Abraham and I forget what was the other
Matilda?
person's name?
Matilda Carlson.
Matilda Clance. Let me know when you have Matilda and Abraham and the compounds, and I will set up a second meet.
As soon as it seems acceptable to get up and leave, Blitz does so.
Yep, DK's gone as well.
Cipher thinks he contributed, so he stands up, shakes her hand, says thank you.
Sure.
He's trying to go over the top because usually he doesn't want to talk or touch anyone.
What's your strength score?
Is there such thing as negative?
Would you say you're weaker at the elbow or the shoulder?
It is 1.
She is significantly stronger than you are when she shakes your hand.
Cipher looking for that hallmark.
She's not like crushing your hand, but like you realize that
My whole body goes up and down with the shake.
like she could crush your hand in her hand if she wanted to.
Just imagine she's like, I thought you were the hacker.
Yeah.
Those
All right.
lotion-y
Yeah, she shakes your hand.
hands.
You know. All right,
Before
so
we're even like
off.
before we're even like 10 feet away, just like to Sniff. I did good, right? I helped. Well, other than that one comment, but I helped.
You did.
I mean, I won't ingest it, but
No, you keep it up. Just yeah, don't ingest. Couple wins there, couple losses, but no, you did good.
In AR, he's doing the downward fist pump.
I think DK is going to
Doesn't
catch up
sell
with
it.
Blitz and just be like, "I'm sure pulled up on this particular job."
Like jobs where you have to go into a secret facility and retrieve people.
That's most of the jobs that I've done.
Yeah, I don't tend to take them.
Well, we've already given our word.
Yep.
So if Sniff catches up with them, DK's going to turn and go, "So she said that you've already been in discussion with her about these missing persons. You've been looking for them for some time."
It's accurate. Got
Hmm.
open case files for both of them. Folks reached out looking for them.
And what do they do exactly?
But what do I know about them? That's out of character. I don't know.
So you know that like these
They
two
make
people,
neurotoxins that specifically target small, annoying dogs.
no, you know that Abraham Hansen is a low-level corporate employee at Ares Heavy Industries. And God, Matilda Carlson um, is a so she's a corporate citizen of MCT. So, but she's not like she doesn't have a job listed at all. But there you do know that there is a family for her, and her husband works for MCT. So she is basically a stay-at-home mom, basically, or stay-at-home spouse.
Were these families that reached out to me and got their names on my list, or okay?
Typically, yeah, like it is like you were and like all these cases are like cold cases basically. Like these are people who like reached out to you
Mm-hmm.
at least 6 months ago.
Yeah. Okay.
Because the Lone Star and Knight Errant didn't have any luck. The ZPD didn't have any luck with these cases. So these are people who they have been missing for quite some time,
Okay.
and they're the people who have come to you are desperate, and
Okay.
it's been quite some time since they have come to you.
Okay. So to answer DK's question, Sniff, and I assume Blitz is standing there, probably looking displeased, uh, gets more somber and more serious and says their families have been looking for them for months. They came to me, each of these folks, at least 5-6 months ago. This is the first lead I've gotten on any of these folks, and these are not the only folks that I've got in my case files sitting like this, but these are the two that have surfaced, and Dr. Voss is the source that I've got that's leading me down this trail. And I personally don't have a lot of choice but to go down and keep pulling. I can understand being a little uncomfortable, but these folks deserve to be found, if nothing else. I know that much.
What happens if you don't like what you find?
And I make new choices.
I'd note that it's probably a good thing to save these people from a life where they've probably been kidnapped, but not necessarily. But can you speak to Dr. Alara Voss that she is also kidnapping them in the process? Will these people truly be allowed to go back to the freedom of their lives after we're done? Or is she doing this entirely from the goodness of her heart?
Goodness of her heart. I feel like you know the answer to that question. It is certainly neither something I can answer fully for you or not, but I doubt it. It's just the goodness of her heart. But at the same time, she herself was one of these folks who'd gone missing. So, yeah, I don't know where she is in the mix, but I know she's my window into the room right now. And so far, she's been reliable.
So this is really a job for you to help follow you deeper down into a hole that you've been digging for yourself.
Could say that, but
What happens when the dog catches
I'm
the
not paying.
car?
sometimes they go for a ride.
Hmm.
Uh, you said she's gone missing and has been found? Oh, I'm assuming she's been found if we just met with her.
She found me.
What do you mean she went missing?
You remember the file you have on her is that she was supposed to be taking a new position at Fenrir International,
Hmm.
a biomedical corporation, and then she never showed up to that job, and then was listed as a missing person.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how. I guess I explained that as like she's switching jobs, corp to corp. Didn't make it to the second one.
Yeah, I mean, it just seems a little suspicious. And I like do what she did, where she flicked information. You see Cipher flicking missing
Oh yeah,
person
what did
report.
Cipher find with his
A
search
missing person report for Dr. Voss. So he's trying to figure out, is this really her? Is this her in hiding? Is this an imposter trying to find other people?
Yeah, and basically it's essentially a police report from that was instigated by Fenrir International, going, "Hey, this person didn't show up at the facility that they were supposed to. You know, please investigate." to probably night errant. And this report was probably is currently like 2 years old.
Just surprised is all, I guess. When I looked her up, one of the things I found is missing person report. That's all. And yep, we're doing
happens a lot more than you might think in the city.
missing
Maybe
person
you
stuff.
do think about it, but
I suppose in the moment, I'm just going to search for the other two real quick and just assume I'm going to find similar reports, but I'll make a roll.
Yeah, so you find similar police reports within the last probably year or so of, hey, this person was reported missing by their significant other, their family, their job, and whatever the police corporation of their home sector would have investigated and then closed the case as a missing persons and basically turned it into a cold case.
You know how in like every detective or even all the Fast and Furious, when you look up a criminal, it says known associates very clearly. Is there anyone else be associated with Matilda or Abraham that like pops up as a common thread?
Not really. Make me a
Probably a search as opposed to like a perception.
no, we'll call this probably like a judge intentions roll. Or let's see. Let's read what other skills are there.
Well, that's not in the Matrix.
Um,
I was thinking it'd be data search.
Let me look at intuition skills. Well, no, because like you're trying to put together like the list of their commonly known associates are there, but you're trying to link together, to see whether if any of these things link together.
Yeah, I'm just trying to make like a Venn diagram between the
Sure.
three of them.
Yeah. So I would say, yeah, give me a judge intentions roll.
12 years ago in Vienna at a conference for nuclear weapons proliferation.
What would I don't think I have any of that. So would that even come up under?
So judge intentions should be,
It's right under attributes on the main page.
yeah,
So
so
there's like
it's
initiative,
your
matrix
core,
initiative,
Oh,
astral
core
initiative.
on the
Oh.
right hand side.
I've never seen that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's like composure, judge intentions, lift and carry, memory are all of your like derived attributes, basically.
I've no idea what the 9 comes from, but I'll take it.
I think it's judge intentions works off of intuition and logic, maybe.
Oh, good. As long as it's not strength, agility, or body.
Yeah, no, it's a mental, or maybe it's charisma. Um, so a two success. I think that's enough. You see, you see on the report, um, it's not in the commonly like the associates part of it. Um, it's in like when they're whoever reported it was questioning them about like what their activities were. You see that Matilda would often go like was known to go like hiking. And that the day that she went missing, she was hiking in the Rocky Flats National Wildlife Refuge area. But there was, they went out and searched out there and didn't turn up anything.
I guess because I shared it through AR to you guys, you're just like seeing, I don't want to call it like a missing persons web, but you're just seeing like very simple Venn diagrams populating little bits of data showing up, and then that populates.
And so one of the other things with that, you also know, Abraham Hansen was working on, there's a new um, mining facility that Ares Heavy Industry is putting in. What the name of the mountain is. But it's out like near the western edge of Denver, out in the Rockies.
Some pieces of the puzzle, but we certainly don't have the whole thing.
Blitz, I don't know exactly what your concern is on this one from like a broad level, but one thing I can say for sure is that I'm not looking to get these folks out of their frying pan, into the fire. And I have no interest in subjecting folks to experiments or otherwise. So whatever the outcome is, my goal is simple, is to get those folks home if I can.
Yeah, I hear you.
Is this part of a dramatic backstory?
It's part of my job.
I was talking to Blitz, but yes, I'm aware that this is part of your backstory. Hunting people down, doing jobs and such.
Well, nothing's to say we can't rescue them, complete our portion of the contract, and then they are mysteriously rescued again.
Look, before we get on that, we need to be talking about much more specific stuff, like how we're going to rescue them in a vehicle that doesn't have enough space for all of us, our gear, and two more people. Plus, I'm guessing Rocky Flats is probably a large, flat, open area where it will be easy to track from satellite or magic or just general visual acuity. So we may want to consider getting some sort of large ditch vehicle where we'll switch cars back to Cipher's van at some point in a smaller sedan in order to get a separate target away or something, split everything up. But we definitely need at least one, if not two, additional vehicles to pull this job. Cipher, we're going to probably need you to go there early and try to crack the area and make sure we get flagged as staff so that we can go into this utility area in order to go down. And
Yeah,
it would be great to know who we're running against before we go up against them, since it's probably not Ares or Mitsuhashi Computer Technologies or whatever.
Mitsuhama.
Sure, whatever.
I also found it a little interesting that she knew it was not Rinraku, but she didn't offer up who it was.
Thank
Cipher.
you.
That's something you can look up for sure.
EK slaps Cipher on the back slightly too hard on purpose, and he says, "That's what I just told you you're going to go figure out."
Well, yeah, I mean, the more prep time I can get there, the better.
No, probably not, actually. If they're actively being defended by a spider, the more you mess around ahead of time, the more likely you're going to blow this whole job.
See, no, the more time I can take, the more I can ensure they can't find me. It's when I try to go quickly on the fly, that's when they can locate me.
You know what? You're the hacker, so I'm gonna let you make the calls on this one. But if you're wrong, we all die. So
In his head, he's thinking, well, I got through the Red Raku thingy fine. Well, not Red Raku, sorry, Nosferatu. And that's probably the hardest thing he's ever come across by far.
I don't know.
But-
We were down there for 6 hours.
It's true.
That's what happens when I take
Did a lot
time
of
and get there
time.
early.
All right.
I think really what he says is, I'm glad I'm going to learn how to signal scrib.
I think this is probably a good place to call it, and we will pick up on this the Rocky Flats job next week.
you thinking like 20 karma?
Yeah. 30.
I'm thinking like maybe 4 karma.
Oh,
You mean I can
Shit.
buy guns now?
karmas.
You said it's
Interesting.
$27.50 was the upfront payment.
So
Yeah,
close.
everybody got 27.50 up front.
Yeah. I only need 5 more karma.
For
All
what?
right,
I can boost my magic.
we're gonna
Max
go
out.
around. We're gonna figure out who shadowed Shadowy this episode, but more importantly, next episode there will not be a shadow fact question. It will be up to you to tell us a new shadow fact about your character
Freeform.
before we go back around and do the shadow facts of everyone asking a question. Cipher, who shadowed Shadowy?
I am going to go with Blitz because it is often not easy to go against the grain of the rest of the group on a mission and stick to your guns of your RP without everyone knowing why.
Yeah.
Sniff, who shadowed Shadowlead?
I'm gonna give it to Spoon.
Ooh,
Yeah.
okay.
What? Haven't you seen AP show?
I mean,
You
he
can't give it
presented
to
the
the
whole
guy
thing
who runs
for
it.
us.
Savannah, who shadowed Shadowlead?
Well, I was going to give it to Sniff because he did like all of the shadowing.
Spoon?
I think I'm also gonna go Sniff because he was definitely the like, stepping into the face role for this, and technically the Johnson or the fixer role for
Yeah,
this.
I guess so. Yeah.
I'm also going to give it to Sniff because he did such an amazing job dodging through DK's minefield of questions.
Yeah.
That
Your
solidified
gauntlet.
for me
That was
instantly
scary.
that it was going to be him.
Yeah. Just that
He
memory
saw
of
me
DK's
coming and
hand
he
on his
knew.
shoulder.
The perfect response.
He was ready.
He was ready. Are we good for next week?
I
I
believe so.
asked hesitantly.
I think so.
All right, we have tentative yeses. With
All right.
any luck, I might have 2 more episodes done. I am going to say, Spoon, this episode is probably the end of the actual filler arc. Because
Yeah.
now we have a real
For sure.
job.
Sure.
So with this episode, the audience should see a release of the filler arc, part 1.
I think this episode's title will be Uneasy.
You're going to have to write that down for me because I'm probably not going to remember it.
Sure.
And it's not going to go in any of my file work. Uneasy.
Why is it uneasy?
Can't you just
Who
name
is
it after the
uneasy?
only contribution I had? all
'Cause
session,
you're uneasy.
Scrub Hub.
Scrub Hub. Oh my god.
Scrub
actually,
Hub? Hate
I
that.
do love that. I do love
It's
that.
so good.
No,
It's
hate
very
it.
funny. It's very funny.
In the middle of this, you can see when I think of it, I just start cracking up, and it's like I hold it for like 10 minutes, but I'm like losing it.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. And let me know what other episodes need a title.
I'll
I
let
think
you
there's
know as
one
I cook
other.
them up because probably all of them will need a title.